This is why I've been complaining for years about the Mets and their moves or lack thereof. Now you see what we expected. The high expectations, what the Mets and their fans deserve. This is what I'm talking about. This is a Monday of positivity. You want positivity? You got it. Forget about the Jets and the Giants for a day. This is about Buck Showalter. Merry Buckmas, Met fans. Think about this. The New York Mets, the laughingstock, the downtrodden team, the little brother, however you want to describe them in this town, over the last decade plus, and I know they've had some success, but really since 2009, after that season, they have not been operating like a major league team. The Mets went out and signed Max Scherzer, amongst others, and hired Buck Showalter. They did it. We begged, we pleaded, we laughed, we cried, we screamed. We wanted Buck, and we got it. Finally, the Mets have done something that the fans can get behind and love. Now, the results may vary. Nobody is saying that this guarantees a World Series win or a World Series appearance. I mean, playoffs, it better be playoffs. But now the point is, it's about what they do with what they've been given as a team, to where the owner goes out there, puts money into the team, goes and gets some of the best players money can buy, pairs them with some decent players already there, and goes and gets a real manager, not a data applicator, gets a real manager, to where the goal now for everybody is to go win a World Series. 3-year deal. The Mets in the next 3 years need to be, and really starting with this year, competing to win a World Series. That is all you can ask for as a fan. So now do you see why I was so upset for years? They didn't do enough. They never signed this guy. They didn't sign that guy. This guy's the manager. Come on. This is what New York should be about. We know the Yankees always go for it. And they're always there, even with their data applicator, Aaron Boone. The Yankees still always go to win a World Series. It hasn't happened since 2009, but clearly the Yankees always try. The Mets have not been that. Now they are. And this is why we told you months ago, you guys are losing sight of the big picture. And I'm glad I didn't come on here and rip the Mets foolishly like some other people. Oh, well, they didn't hire a general manager in a timely fashion. Nobody wants to play for the Mets. Nobody wants a Charlie in the box. Nobody wants to play for the Mets. Oh, Syndergaard leaves. He wasn't loved enough. Steven Matz uses the Mets. Remember, the big picture. They have the richest owner in the sport. And look what it's gotten you now, Mets fans. You have Buck Showalter. I never thought I'd live to see the day. I can't even believe it. Buck Showalter is the manager of the New York Mets. A guy with 20 years experience. A guy who's had success in all certain levels of success in all different stops that he's been to. Look at what he's done in year 2 of every place that he's been. Yankees, Arizona, Texas, Baltimore. You know by now everything that he has to offer. It's almost like a throwback. What year are we living in here? Which is why I love it so much. Now, there's plenty of work to do, but, I mean, you want to talk about the negative stuff in New York sports? Bah humbug. I don't want to deal with that. I want to preach positivity today. It is a celebration for the Mets and their fans. Merry Buckmas. The buck stops here. All the puns now with Buck, of course. The Mets bucked the trend by going with an older guy as opposed to a young, inexperienced, oh, yeah, Quattro's going to be the answer. Get out of here, Matt Quatraro. Leave him for Oakland or Tampa or Pittsburgh or wherever else. Not New York. When, and this is why it's a celebration today, when was the last time the Mets and their fans actually got what they wanted? And in this particular offseason, they got more than they could have ever dreamed of. And I know now it's, oh, yeah, and I was getting some of the texts and tweets. Oh, yeah, now go get Chris Bryant. Will you guys calm down and just appreciate I have to be the voice of reason. Will you just appreciate the moment here? Think about how far we have come here in this town with this particular team, where they used to be the big spenders and going out there and getting top free agents. Not winning with it, but still at least a major player, where they used to have real managers. It has been a long time since the Mets have operated like a top franchise in Major League Baseball. And now this is official. And I had my doubts. If you listened to this show last week, I had my doubts it was going to happen. Started to get my hopes up. I bought into everything. And then you hear whoa, there might be a divide. Oh, no, here we go again. A divide? What are we doing? But no, much to the delight of Met fans everywhere, we found out Saturday that Buck Showalter was officially the guy. And while it was expected, still, until it's officially done, and now it is, and I'm sure there'll be the Zoom conference this week, this is a great thing for the Mets and their fans, not only, now in the moment where you could celebrate, but also moving forward. And looking ahead to the season where we get to watch a real manager, we don't have to worry about it with Buck Showalter. As opposed to the other guys, you would have had what's this guy going to be like? What's Quattraro going to do? What's Espada going to do here? Not just the in-game tactician stuff, but how he handles the media, how he handles the clubhouse. And for those naysayers, and there are only a few of them, I mean, it's comical that you would actually look at Buck Showalter's resume and say that what's he won? And, well, just wait. Give him some time. But what's he won and what good's he going to do? Yeah, the game's passed him by and he's not analytical. No, wrong. Wrong. And thank goodness the Mets came to their senses. Now, we'll find out who it was. Was it Epler? Was it Alderson? Was it Cohen? Was it the combo of all three? But it doesn't really matter because they made the right move as a franchise, regardless of the result. That's the key here. If they don't win the World Series in the next 3 years and fans say, I told you, Buck, regardless of the result, this was the right hire at the perfect time. Right hire, right time. And they actually did it. I got goosebumps the entire day thinking about that. That was my wife's birthday weekend. I'm thinking, whatever present I got you, it's nothing in comparison to Buck Showalter. I got the best present. Who cares what's under the Christmas tree? Buck, it's a Merry Buckmas for Met fans. But just reading Steve Cohen's tweet gave me legitimate goosebumps because I was in disbelief. I had to read it 100 times. Is this actually happening? You mean the Mets signed Max Scherzer and hired Buck Showalter? This is unbelievable. This is great for the New York sports fan. This is a move that even Yankee fans could get behind. Hey, you know what? From a Yankee fan's perspective, I wish the Yankees would have a real manager like Buck. This is a great move for the Mets. A move that can unify the baseball community in New York. How can you not get behind it? The entertainment value of it as well, where you get an old school guy with a story that is yet to be completed. And the goal is the same for everybody. No mincing words here. No, playoffs or division or maybe they could be better. No, the goal is the same. Playoffs, World Series, that's it. Get to the playoffs, hope to win some rounds, get to the World Series and win one. That's all that Buck needs. He doesn't need the money. He wants to win a World Series. He wants to complete his career as a manager. How would you not want that? How could you not get behind that? This is a great day. Forget the lousy football in this town. Although I did think Zach Wilson looked pretty good. We'll get more into that a little bit later. Forget the lousy football in this town. Merry Buckmas, Mets fans. You've waited a long time to be back in the conversation. The Mets have now entered the chat. They're back in the conversation. Led by a real baseball manager. 877-337-6666. Kevin calling from West Islip. What's up, Kev?
Hey, that was quick. Yeah, I definitely agree. I'm a big Showalter guy. I'm a Yankee fan, so I'm a little biased, but definitely the right move. And you're right, man. Calm down. Let's take it easy. Wait till you move along. You want to get a player. What do you say, Chris Bryant? Take it easy. Relax.
Well, just enjoy the moment. I mean, it's always what's next. The Met fan always wants more, and I understand that. Well, really, every fan really wants more. And I understand that, but come on. You just got Max Scherzer, Buck Showalter. Oh, now it's Chris Bryant. Relax. Enjoy the moment. I've heard for years, Sal, you're too negative, you're complaining. I've heard from the Mets themselves. Will you shut up and stop yelling at me? Will you leave us alone for 5 minutes? Well, now I'll leave you alone because you actually finally started to act like a real franchise. Where's the seven-line army today? Oh, Sal, you're too negative. Where's Darren Meenan? Oh, you're too negative. You never say anything nice about the Mets. Well, this is what I've been waiting for them to act like a real baseball team. They go out and get the best pitcher available to pair him with the best pitcher in the world, and they hire a real manager. This is what I'm talking about. The expectations need to be raised, and they have been. And they were the second that Steve Cohen took over. Steve calling from Harrington Park. What's up, Steve?
Hey, thanks for taking my call. I'm very happy with them hiring Showalter. I've been a fan since 1962, and I think he was definitely the right choice. There was only one other guy I would have rather them look at, but I guess he wants to stay up in Connecticut at Sacred Heart, the old-time Bobby Valentine.
Oh, I love Bobby V. Steven, thanks for the call. I love Bobby V. But this is not a day to talk about others. It's about Buck. It's Merry Buckmas today. Bobby was great when he was here. It's over for Bobby Valentine. He's moved on, and so have the Mets. Bobby did a great job while he was here. Buck's turn. You ever just get on your knees and thank God you're a Mets fan? I haven't. Until now. Legit goosebumps watching, or like I said, reading that Steve Cohen tweet when he broke the news. I just couldn't believe it. I am pleased to announce, I'm like, is this for life? I am pleased to announce Buck Showalter as manager of the New York Mets. Yes! They did it! They finally did it! I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but we're finally in lockstep as far as to what moves they should be making. Matter of fact, what the hell are you guys doing to me? I have nothing to complain about anymore. Wait till the season starts. Wait till the season starts, big fella. Corey calling from Manalapan. What's up, Corey?
Good morning. Merry Christmas. I just wanted to say this. I'm a big Yankee fan. I love Buck Showalter. Disappointed in the Yankees for not keeping someone like this in the organization. I am not a big Boone fan. Wish the Yankees would have got rid of him. But this is fantastic for the Mets. And I told my Met friends, you're going to the World Series. I don't know if you're going to win it, but you got the right pieces in place.
Whether it happens, thank you, Corey. Whether it happens or not, time will tell. But the point is, you said it key there. The pieces are in place. That is, as a fan, you can't guarantee, and that's why people got on Andy Martino a couple years ago saying where organizations, they don't try to win the World Series necessarily. You're trying to put a team together that can sustain success and hope that you break through in the playoffs and win a World Series. And that's right. And he got ripped for it, but it is accurate. You don't know what's going to happen results-wise, but what you can do is put everything in place to the best of your ability, and Steve Cohen is doing that. Whether it happens, whether the results are there as far as the Mets getting to or winning a World Series, who knows? Time will tell. But all you can ask for as a fan, and this is something the Yankees do every year, and that's what's infuriating if you're a Met fan. Well, how come the Yankees could do it every year in New York, but the Mets can't, especially over the last decade? Regardless of the Mets getting to the World Series in 2015, that's the aberration. Yankees being in the postseason every year, that's what you would want with the inevitable, or with the eventual breakthrough. This is all you can ask for. Go hire a real manager, somebody that you don't have to worry about. Eliminate the question marks. Go get a real center fielder. Go get the best starting pitcher available to pair with the best starting pitcher in the game. I mean, these are no-brainer moves that we've been screaming about for years. Please do something. And as all, the Mets have signed Jay Bruce to a 2-year deal. Oh, the Mets have signed Todd Frazier and Anthony Swarzak. Oh, great. While the Padres are signing Manny Machado, the Mets are signing Anthony Swarzak. Now the Mets are back, acting like a real franchise. And this is not to say, well, they're going to go win multiple World Series and all that stuff. They might. It's about that they actually could now, that they have pieces in place that could get them to that level. And for years, we were just begging for them to go out and do something because watching the team, okay, well, yeah, this guy's a nice player, and maybe this guy's going to be a decent player, and maybe this guy can manage. Now you already know what you have in DeGrom and Scherzer. If they get hurt, there's nothing you could do about that. Tell me a team in Major League Baseball that wouldn't want to have Jacob DeGrom and Max Scherzer. Every team would want to. And the fact that the Mets, instead of following like everybody else does, well, we need to find the next best thing. And these data applicators are so appealing, and they can be an extension of the. No, they went out there, whether it was Epler's influence, Cohen, whatever. They went out there and got a real manager that we get to watch manage baseball games. How great of a feeling is that? I said, you're going to sit back, kick your feet up. I'm going to watch Buck Showalter manage tonight. I'm going to watch him manage like a real manager does. You don't have to worry about double switches and filling out the lineup card. Or when a hit and run or sacrifice or steal a base. You don't even have to worry about the analytics. He's got that covered too. You don't have to worry about who's in the opposing dugout as far as if they're smarter than your guy or not. Because you know Buck Showalter's got the advantage. Now, what does that mean as far as results go in season? What does he make them 5 games, 10 games better? Who knows? Point is, if you could go out there and get somebody who's as good at his job as there is out there, you get him. Doesn't matter the position. And they did that. You can argue they have the best manager in Major League Baseball, if not one of them. You couldn't say that the last couple years. Think about the increase from where they were. You want to talk about, okay, well, they upgraded in center field, or they upgraded and the number 2 spot in the rotation, which clearly they did. Look at the upgrade in the dugout, where you go from Mickey Callaway, Luis Rojas, all due respect, to Buck Showalter. It's not even close. Chris calling from Manhattan. What's up, Chris?
Sal, I'm excited. We did it, brother.
Merry Buckmas, Chris. We did it.
Right.
We did it.
Man, I was right there with you on Saturday. And I have to say, the thing about the data applicators that you said is, like, I was reading the Manny Machado quotes about Buck Showalter, and he said, he kept me humble.
Yep.
And these are the things that people don't realize. These other managers without that certain level of pedigree or respect, they don't know how to handle some of these players. And a guy like Buck is going to keep this thing moving. He's going to understand that when to get on a player, when you don't, how to support them in a way. This is the kind of stuff that's intangible that only a great manager can really understand.
You give me goosebumps again, Chris, and thank you for the call. 1,000% agreed. And when I saw that Machado quote about he kept me humble, it gives me goosebumps thinking about that's exactly what you need from a leader. It's not, hey, it's my way or the highway, and I'm going to flip tables and kick this and kick that and curse at you. No, keeping them humble. And I'll tell you what, think about it with Machado on his own current team. With Fernando Tatis Jr., who he's been out of control. Who's trying to humble him? Was it Jace Tingler? Machado himself. Remember, Machado himself got into it with Tatis Jr. in that dugout. And where do you think that comes from? Now, doing the math, adding it up, Buck Showalter taught Machado how to respect the game, how to be humble. You're a great player. You got ultra talent. Be yourself, but also be humble, because if you don't, the game will humble you. And here's Tatis Jr. going out there, taking bows after hitting home runs and dancing around the base paths and moonwalking, whatever celebrations he wants to do, the bat flip and all that stuff. Not saying it's not okay for the game, but he's not humble at all, to a point where he's fighting in the dugout with his teammate. And you tell me, you do the math. In San Diego, do they have great talent? On paper, they have arguably the best talent in the sport. So how come they didn't make the playoffs? Because Jace Tingler couldn't handle it. Who's Jace Tingler? I don't know. The guy the Padres named to be manager. Obviously now with Melvin, a little bit different story. That's exactly what they need. So the Mets now have that with Buck Showalter. I love that they didn't follow and fall into that trap of being a follower. Well, all these teams are going in this direction with these new data applicators. We need to do that as well. No, go back. It's cyclical. Some of the other teams had enough guts to do it. Dusty Baker, Tony La Russa. Well, now throw the Mets into that mix. You go that way, we're going this way. Doesn't have to be new school versus old school. It's about smart, right versus wrong. You think Matt Quatraro or Joe Espada are as good a managers as Buck Showalter? Well, I got 20 years of proof that says Buck is better. And now we get to watch it in New York. Guy's already experienced not only as a manager and had success, also in New York. And he's got unfinished business. That's the best part of this. Put yourself in his shoes. You think he needs the money? although it's probably nice, I'm sure. Buck wants to win. He wants to win a World Series. He's not learning like Quattraro would be managing for his baseball manager's life, right? Okay, well, hell, I'm getting an opportunity here. This is a raise, so it's more money than I've ever made. And now I've got to prove myself. I've got to learn on the go and prove myself as a manager so I can keep this job for a while. Buck he doesn't have to prove anything. He's got to go win a World Series. One goal, that's it. And he's taken over a team that is built to go out there and compete legitimately to win a World Series, unlike the other teams that he took over. Oh my God, I'm so thankful this holiday season. The perfect fit, the perfect time. They finally made the right move.